As night settled over the Garden of Gethsemane, the olive trees stood like silent witnesses to the heaviest hour of Jesus' life. The moonlight cast long shadows, and the air hung heavy with sorrow and anticipation. Jesus withdrew a short distance from his disciples, falling to his knees in prayer. His words poured out with raw honesty. "Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me, yet not my will, but yours be done." Drops of sweat, mingled with blood, fell to the ground as he wrestled in anguish. He knew what was coming: the betrayal, the trial, the cross. Still, he chose surrender. Just a few steps away, his disciples struggled to stay awake. Their eyes drooped with exhaustion, their spirits weighed down by fear. 3 times Jesus returned, hoping to find them praying, only to see them sleeping. It was a picture of human weakness in the face of divine resolve. Then suddenly the stillness shattered. A mob appeared, torches flickering, swords gleaming, voices murmuring. At their head was Judas Iscariot, one of the 12, walking with determined steps. He approached Jesus, greeting him with the customary kiss. But this kiss, meant to be a sign of friendship, became a symbol of betrayal. Jesus looked at him and said with piercing gentleness, "Friend, do what you came for." Soldiers surged forward to seize him. In the chaos, one disciple drew his sword and struck the servant of the high priest, cutting off his ear. But Jesus immediately stopped the violence. "Put your sword back. Shall I not drink the cup the Father has given me?" He even reached out, healing the man's ear, a final act of compassion in the face of hostility. Bound and surrounded, Jesus was led away into the darkness. Dragged before the high priest and the council, he stood silently as false witnesses hurled conflicting accusations. The leaders searched desperately for a charge to condemn him. Finally, the high priest demanded, "Are you the Messiah, the Son of the Blessed One?" Jesus answered with calm authority, "I am, and you will see the Son of Man seated at the right hand of power and coming with the clouds of heaven." At these words, the high priest tore his garments and declared him guilty of blasphemy. The verdict was set. The mockery began. They blindfolded him, spat in his face, and struck him with their fists, sneering, "Prophesy, Messiah. Who hit you?" Guards jeered and shoved him as he was dragged from one chamber to another. By dawn, the leaders brought Jesus before Pilate, the Roman governor. Pilate, sensing their envy and Jesus' innocence, hesitated. Yet the crowd, stirred by the chief priests, roared for blood. "Crucify him! Crucify him!" Pilate offered to release Jesus, but they demanded Barabbas instead, a violent criminal. The irony was sharp: the guilty set free, the innocent condemned. Through it all, Jesus stood with quiet strength. He did not defend himself with words or fight with force. He bore the injustice silently, fulfilling the prophecy. Like a lamb led to the slaughter, he opened not his mouth. The night that began in a garden of prayer ended with a sentence of death. Betrayed by a friend, abandoned by his followers, rejected by his own people, and condemned by human courts, Jesus walked willingly toward the cross. Yet in that dark night of betrayal and injustice, the light of divine love shone brightest. Every insult, every lie, every lash would become part of the greater story of redemption. What looked like defeat was, in truth, the unfolding of God's plan to save the world. The betrayal, arrest, and trial of Jesus remind us of the frailty of humanity, how quickly loyalty can turn to denial, how easily justice can be twisted by envy and fear. But even more, they remind us of the steadfastness of Christ, whose love did not falter, whose resolve did not break, and whose grace would reach even those who cried for his death. If you are loving this video, please hit both that subscribe and like button to help this message to spread far and wide. Check out the rest of the Bible Stories playlist to enjoy heartwarming events of the Bible brought alive. Thank you for supporting the Wake Up channel. God bless you.